right, you guys, let's get this thing going. First of all, happy Monday, everybody. Man, we got a big group of people that have jumped on here this morning, so thank you so much for doing that. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you had a productive weekend. I hope your Monday is starting off productive. I hope you've got plans to finish this month incredibly strong because, like I said at the beginning of the month, I think we've got a chance here for this to be the biggest month in this company's history, which is saying something because we've had some pretty good months over the past 5 or 6 months. So anyways, listen guys, I want to talk to you about something. I want to talk to you a little bit about the system that you are using. And my question is, do you have a system? Or is it just helter-skelter? It's like, what do you say to people? How do you attract people? What's your follow-up system like? What are you using as your system? But more importantly, is your system easily duplicated? Can the people in your downline do what you're doing? Because I say this all the time. If the people in your organization cannot do what you do, then it's kind of all for naught. Because you're going to have no duplication. And in the business that we're in here, you have to have duplication. Yeah, you can make some money just gathering customers, but that's not where the money's at. All right, the money is in duplicating what you are doing. It's a whole bunch of people doing a little bit, and that little bit has to be able to be duplicated throughout your entire organization. So we all need a system. And I know some of you are like, well, Steve, I have a system. I know. But is your system simple enough that it can be easily duplicated through the people in your organization? So let me ask you this. Think about, what do Starbucks and Subway and McDonald's and I don't know, maybe even the airlines, what do they all have in common? And the answer is that they're all pretty big companies, right? But they all operate on systems. And obviously this is one of the reasons that they were able to get very, very large, because their systems are pretty easily duplicated. Like in the airlines industry, when you call reservations, and I don't really know who calls reservations anymore because we do everything on our app, but sometimes we do. Sometimes I have to call the airline, and every time that I call Delta Airlines, they answer the phone the exact same way. Doesn't matter who I'm talking to, they answer the phone the exact same way with the exact same words. And everybody asks the same questions in the same order. In other words, companies like McDonald's and Starbucks and these companies that have these big systems, their training programs that people go through, it really prepares them to do the job. And that involves teaching everyone to do something exactly the same way, step by step by step to make sure that their job is easily duplicated. And it's drilled in them over and over and over again until it becomes second nature. And I think I did a call a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. I talked about professional athletes and how easy it looks on the field. Now, some of you that are, maybe your team's lost yesterday, like Steve, no, it did not look good for the Denver Broncos. No, giving up 70 points. No, it did not look good for the Chicago Bears. I know. They haven't won a game in 13 weeks. I know. But what happens is that those players, they've learned a system and they know it like the back of their hands. The problem is their opponents know the system too, and that's why it looked bad. But anyways, they drill it over and over and over again until it becomes second nature. Okay, now think about this. What would happen if every McDonald's franchise owner was able to do things their own way? All right, so if I owned a McDonald's restaurant, I'd sit back and go, okay, I want curly fries. I'm going to put curly fries on my menu, and I'm going to add a mint chocolate chip shake, or I'm going to add bananas to my menu, banana shakes to my menu. And I think I'm going to add, let's see, what else do I want? I want veggie McNuggets. And this time of year, absolutely, I'm going to have the McPumpkin pie. We got to have the McPumpkin pie, right? And you know what? If that sells well, I'm just going to keep it the entire year. Now, imagine if every McDonald's owner did the same thing. And what if I could price the food at whatever I wanted it to? Now, I'm not really sure what the outcome is going to be, but the system would certainly break down. The McDonald's system would break down because the consistency wouldn't be there. And it would be really difficult to duplicate, and it would cause a ton of confusion for the customers. Now, you think about McDonald's, you guys, and the success that I want to say that the McDonald's brothers perfected the system. okay? Because when you walk into a McDonald's restaurant, where's the French fry machine? Where's the French fryer? It's always on the left, right? It's always on the left. Unless you work there, then it's on the right. Some of you will get that later. The McDonald's brothers perfected the system. Ray Kroc just perfected the marketing. But the system is in place. Like, you walk into McDonald's, you know what you're going to get. Now, the only deviation of that is if you go to a McDonald's in a different country. Then things are maybe a little bit different. You know, it's based on the culture and things like that. So if the system is not in place, then it causes a lot of confusion for the customers. Think about this. A lamp, okay? A lamp. Just look around. There's probably lamps around your house right now. A lamp needs to be plugged in order to work. You know, without plugging into the system, the perfectly good lamp is no good. So you can see, you guys, that having a system is pretty helpful in building your business and making sure that your business is stable and that it can grow quickly. Every time that you change something about building your business, you create confusion. Okay, now I'm going to use me as an example here. When I joined this company, I knew the patches were the future. I knew they were. Because I was talking to Jay about it, and he's like, okay, Steve, here's what the plan is. We're going to do this, that, and the other thing. And a lot of people who started with Jay at the beginning are like, nope, socks and insoles. We're going with socks and insoles. And it created confusion for them. Because they're like, wait, am I going with these socks and the insoles? It's like, no. And I'm not saying change is bad. What I'm saying is that whenever there is change, it creates confusion. And then you've got to sit back and go, okay, now wait a minute. Why did we make this change? Well, because the patches are better. The patches are way better. They're consumable. They work better. La-di-da, sis-boom-ba. Boom, done. That's it. And from day one, you guys, I talked about the patches. And if you look at my business presentations that I do on Tuesdays, way back starting in May of 2022, I was still talking about the patches. And we weren't talking about socks and insoles very much at all. And my presentation on Tuesday nights, which is the presentation that I do to every single person that I talk to and that I train, is the same. You guys, in my presentation, the French fry machine is on the left. It's on the left. And you guys know that. So how does this directly relate to what we're actually doing? Well, there's a system. Right? There is a system for us in building and growing our business that's really simple. And when you consistently follow the system in the right order, your business has a chance to grow. And if you follow the system, you know, if you don't follow the system, you're you're really relying on luck to grow your business. And that's probably not the best strategy out there. So let me just explain to you guys the components of our business building system. And some of you might look at this and go, yeah, but Steve, I don't quite do it that way. It's like, well, okay, look in the mirror, look at your downline reports, take a look at the success that you're having, and just always be willing to make adjustments, right? And make sure that you have duplication. What I'm going to share with you here right now, you guys, again, this is what I've done for 33 years, is I've never been a great recruiter. But I've always been a pretty good duplicator. I've always been able to create a system that's really simple for people to follow. And I believe the success system here consists of 8 things. Okay? The first one, and if anybody's taking notes, please put this in the comments on our Facebook pages. So, and if you don't, I will. But components of building our business, the system, is number 1 is why. Okay, make sure you guys really, really understand why you're doing this. Okay, and I know that's a moving target because that'll change over the course of time. Number 2 is we've got to have a list of people to talk to. Now, when I say make a list, that is so 1990 network marketing because our lists are already made. Look at your Facebook friends. Just grab your cell phone and look at how many contacts you have. Your list is already made. So, number 1, figure out why you're doing it. Number 2, look at your pre-made list. Your list is already made. Number 3 is you're going to invite people off your list to have a conversation. And during that conversation, you're going to discover what's going on in their life. Okay, so inviting somebody to sit with you and discovering what's going on in their life, that's all step number 3. Because when you can discover what's going on in people's lives, you can provide a solution. Because people will tell you what's not good in their life. They'll tell you that they've been sick or they can't sleep or this hurts and that hurts and they don't really like their job and they haven't been. It's like, okay. So number 4 is present. Present the opportunity and present the technology to them. You're presenting a solution for an issue that you discovered they needed. Okay? So number 1 is why. Number 2 is take the names off your list. Number 3 is invite them to have a conversation with you so you can discover what's going on. And number 4, you present a solution. Number 5 is simply follow up. And the fortune is always in the follow-up. The fortune is always in the follow-up. Number 6, you're going to enroll them as a customer or as an associate, whatever's best for them. And then number 7, you're going to train them. You're going to train them on this simple system, okay? And then number 8 is your repeat, step 1 through 7. That's it. That's the whole thing, you guys. That's the whole thing. And the system that we've got in place for meetings are one-on-ones and two-on-ones and small group meetings, whether at, Starbucks or somebody's office, and then large group hotel type meetings, conference centers, Zoom presentations, webinars. And if you leave one of these components out, you guys, the system breaks down. The system breaks down. Like imagine walking into McDonald's and ordering a Big Mac and that McDonald's owner goes, nah, we don't sell Big Macs here. It's like, what? What do you mean? You guys are Big Mac. It's like, nope, break down in the system, okay? Master each one of these components. Master each one of these components, and you're off to the races. And the daily method of operation is this. When you wake up every single morning, you should be thinking of this. I'm going to use the technology every single day. I'm going to share the technology every single day, and I'm going to share the opportunity every single day. So you're wearing the patches, you're sharing the technology with people, and you're explaining that there's an income opportunity with the people that you talk to every single day. That should be your daily method of operation. Because guys, the only 2 things that we ever do in this business are we sign up customers and we sign up associates who gather customers. I say we gather customers and we sign up customer getters. Right? We get customers and we get customer getters. That's it. That's all we do. And if you take those 8 steps, that's what the result is going to be. You're going to get new customers and you're going to get new associates. All right? Now, this represents all of the components in our system. All right? That's it. When we sign up customers and we get customer getters, we just encompassed all components of our system. And I'm just going to ask you to learn the system and you'll have mastered the business. All right? Don't leave anything to chance. Don't leave anything out. Participate in it all. We don't really have the luxury to negotiate with the components of the system. Because if you leave any one of those out, there's going to be a breakdown. It's going to change the dynamics of the system. When I go to Facebook and I see, people asking all kinds of questions that represent deviations from this system, what that's going to do is it creates distractions, and it's going to distract people from really following the system. And listen, I don't blame people for asking questions. You can do that, but just make sure that the answers to those questions fall in with the system that's already in place. There might be 50 different ways for McDonald's to deliver their food, but that's not part of their system, and they don't deviate from their system. Sticking with the system is absolutely critical to have duplication and success throughout your organization.